Alright guys, so this is iOS 11 beta 1, the developer beta. So I have another video that shows you exactly how to download it, but right off the bat, looking at the main things that you might notice when you download it, something that they did not talk about is if you look in the top right hand side, the battery icon has changed slightly. And then on the left hand side, they have gone away with the dots for reception, and it's now with the bars. So I wonder if they're going to keep that or if it's something that they're just showing at the moment. The other things is the transitions. The transitions are slightly different. Again, this could be something beta. We've seen Apple change it later on. The Siri and search has changed. Used to be just Siri, so now, and the icon has changed as well. So if we go into general, and if we go all the way down, now it also has a shutdown availability. And you can see Touch ID, privacy, battery, accounts, and passwords. So that has been included in there where you can see all your passwords and items, and then you also have your emergency SOS. Now the notifications is if you slide down and you pull, you can see all your notifications. You can go to the left side and you'll see your other screen, and then you can go to the right side to still get your camera. Now something that they did talk about is the App Store, and we'll cover that in just a moment. But if you slide up, here we have the new control center. Now if you want to do certain specific things, most of the items you have to do a 3D touch to it. See right there, you don't need to. You can access the volume, but let's say you want to take a picture. If you just press on the camera, it does not work. If you press on the calculator, it does not work. You actually have to do a 3D touch and then press the option. Flashlight does work, and if you press hard, you can see the different options for that. If we tap on here, you'll see it'll give you more options. Now it'll tell you which Wi-Fi you're connected to and which Bluetooth device you're connected to, but you still cannot do a 3D touch to change it, which would have been nice. And that's pretty much the control center aspect of it. Now if we go into the App Store, they'll have the Today section where you can see everything new with the App Store, and it's something just pretty much exactly what they just covered in the keynote. And we have the games section, apps, you can do updates, and you can do search. Now they do have something called files, and that looks like was on an iPad, but that's replacing iCloud. So I think it makes a little bit more sense for when people go in there what they're gonna do. So if we open up files, there's nothing in recent, and we can browse and we can see other options. Now overall, there's not that many other changes that are visible right off the bat. Let's go back into see sound and haptics if there's any changes there. Display and brightness, something that we all were hoping for is night mode, but we're not seeing that. Control center. Alright, so control center, you can add other features. Apple remote, so let's add Apple remote. Let's see what else we can add. Let's add battery mode, let's add alarm. Now the other thing that they did talk about is do not disturb while driving. It's a cool feature. I think it'll pick up, but right now I don't think it'll be popular with everybody because people still want to drive and they want to text, unfortunately, but it's kind of this. So another thing is screen recording. So that's again was not mentioned, but it is there. So now you can actually record your screen, something you couldn't do before, and I'll put up something to just to see how it works. Alright, so now when we slide up, we can definitely see we have more options. we have the battery saver mode, we have the screen record, and so it's at least it's editable. Let's 3D touch on Safari. Let's open up Safari. There's some slight changes the way it kind of navigates. You can see that for me it looks a little bit different on the URL option, but not significantly, but not too many changes there either. So that's kind of a quick walkthrough for iOS 11 beta 1, and I'll cover some more things as I find them. But those are some things. This is probably a big one: Control Center, being able to add new items to it. Hopefully we can see even more options for it down the road. So right here, this is a demonstration of screen recording in iOS 11. So that's a new feature. And this is also something new if you do screenshots. Now it pops up in the bottom left corner. And if you do 2 screenshots, it also pops it up in the corner. It just kind of gives you a preview. And if you slide to the left, it can close it out. But now with screen recording, it can do way more. Alright, so here we have Siri and Search, and you can see that it's integrating into the applications much more with third-party applications present. If we go back, so now when we look at, let's say, Touch ID, the number pad has changed. Again, we don't know if this is something that's going to stay permanent or if it's just temporary. And let's see, the other thing that I noticed, if you go to Bluetooth and if you have, let's say, the AirPods, if you select them, now you do have an option for left ear selection, so you can do next track, previous track, play, pause, Siri, or in the right one you can do different selection. So it's up to you how you want to set that up. So I think that's pretty cool as well. That's included in there. Now I'll have to play with it a little bit more just to see the other changes. If you look now, the first screen is not present here either during the multitasking, and closing them out is the same way. Slide up. Something that would have been nice is close all, but that option is still not present. And once it leaves you with this screen, if you just tap, it takes you back. So overall, it's a decent update. The biggest thing being is that the Control Center does give you a lot of different options, and screen recording is a new feature. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep it updated with anything else that I come with, or any new changes that they might present in the upcoming beta versions until the final one. Stay tuned.